Jai Guru. Question. Bhagavan said that Girivalam, or circumambulating round Arunachala, is helpful as it has a cleansing effect. What do you say? Answer. Girivalam alone is not going to awaken the seeker. He needs to know who is going on the pilgrimage around Arunachala. Maharaj used to say, why torture the body with this endurance test, when what they need is guidance? Question. The Arunachala pilgrimage and visits to other holy places, don't they help sadhaks at all? What is their place in the scheme of things? Answer. On their own, these pilgrimages do not help. One must have spiritual knowledge that is absorbed and made one's own, or pragmatic knowledge. There must be a daily practice that removes the ego and takes the seeker within, so that he knows who is going on the pilgrimage. Otherwise, Girivalam remains an activity outside oneself, as if something real is out there. Nothing is outside ourselves. Everything is within. On the other hand, if a seeker is beginning to absorb spiritual knowledge and practicing meditation and has a strong faith in the Master, whoever he may be, then Girivalam or pilgrimage can help. The seeker can be blessed and receive the grace of the Masters. Pilgrimages are there also for seekers who are more advanced, to express their gratitude for the self-knowledge, liberation, etc. As I mentioned already, my observation while in Tiruvannamalai earlier this year was one of many lost seekers who were literally walking around in circles. Without asking the question, who is the pilgrim, means they are expecting something magical to happen to them, a power coming from outside. This is a pointless exercise. Question. A persistent thought that creeps in is, how is it appropriate to chant, I am Brahman, Brahman I am, before the purity is reached, because we are just ordinary beings? And how is the Nam mantra synonymous or akin to other mantras in invoking the grace of Brahman, and yet different? Please throw some light. Answer. We are not just ordinary at all. There is only Brahman, and the one who says we are ordinary and only sees that is Maya. We do not have to become pure or reach purity because we are already that. The Nam mantra does not just remind us of our true identity like many other mantras, but it is a powerful tool that hammers the ego and removes the many illusory layers that have appeared due to worldly conditioning. Question. I get the gist of any spiritual practice, as emphasized by Maharaj and you, is what matters is what works and not what just feels good. Answer. Of course. What feels good is body-based. Feels good for whom? We need tools to excavate the ego and all attachments. This will certainly not feel good. Question. I know I should be reciting incessantly. Sometimes there is silence, but then a burst of mental activity, doubts, questions come in. Answer. There needs to be more alertness so that you do not give this intellectual chatter your attention. You should be able to catch the thoughts before they catch you, and ignore the arising of them instead of feeding them with your attention. Question. Life continues with its difficulties, but thanks to your blessings, the mantra chanting is going, not so vigorously, but intermittently all the time. Answer. Very happy to hear that. When ultimate truth is unwaveringly established, whether life is going right or not will no longer arise or be an issue at all, because you will not be there to comment on the status of the illusory life. Question. Do I try to remain still and then, when disturbed by thoughts, ask, where was this thought prior to beingness? Or, for example, when I am overtly disturbed and assailed by thoughts, preempt the process by cutting the thought at its very root, even before it sprouts, by repeatedly asking, where was this thought prior to beingness? Answer. Cut it at its roots. You don't want it to sprout. Be alert and keep up the practice. Question. And when the thought is cut, we remain in silence, the state prior to beingness, our natural state of Brahman, is that it? And remain there until disturbed by thoughts again? Secondly, do you suggest fixed time every day like meditation, or interspersed with meditation, or round the clock except where the mind is needed for work? Answer. Cut the thought and return to center, to reality. At this stage of your practice, forget about remaining in the silence. This practice is about training yourself not to fall into illusion, i.e. allow the thoughts to take you on a merry-go-round. Fixed time for hammering with the Nam mantra is good, and then japa throughout the day, endeavouring to stay with reality as much as possible. Question. How to ensure that repeatedly asking, where was this thought prior to beingness, remains as self-inquiry instead of becoming japa? Do we ask only one question, who is asking this, who is thinking this, or, as Bhagavan sometimes asked, who is sad, who is unhappy, or, as you said, restrict to one simple question? But how to guard it from it becoming a mantra? And kindly elaborate on how to stay in reality. Is it remaining in being after a spell of arresting thoughts at the root, or a separate, gentle effort to be without thoughts? Answer. Keep it simple. You only use the question re-thoughts as soon as you catch yourself falling into the illusion by taking that thought for real. Put simply, when you're not drawn into thoughts, you're in reality. Then, with practice, the space between thoughts enlarges until it becomes the thoughtless state. Practice remaining as the witness of the dream by staying more detached from daily life. As the witness, you stand one step removed from the dream, always knowing that you are not of the world. Jai Guru.